Food, diet, and nutrition. What an amazing subject. But in order to do it right, you have to have the right tools to do the job. So I better get ready. All right, now that I'm getting ready, I think it's time to discuss just that: food, diet, and nutrition. Coming up right now. Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to Kerry's Corner. And as the intro suggests, we're talking about food, diet, and nutrition today. Now, just keep this in mind. This is just a generalized video to help steer you in the right direction. And it's not really designed for any specific person, especially if you have different fitness goals that you're looking to obtain. So just keep that in mind. It is really just to help give someone the foundation on where to start. And always check with your physician to make sure certain diets and certain foods are right for you, especially if you have allergies and things of that nature, okay? So with that, let's get started. As we may or may not know, the average person should be taking in 2,000 calories per day. Now, that obviously is going to change depending upon your fitness level. If you're an athlete or do a lot of working out, it's going to be higher. But we know by the end of the week that if you are eating more than 2,000 calories and not burning it, your body a lot of times is going to store it, and that's what gives us our weight. And if we are able to burn more than what we take in, you have a caloric deficit, and then you are able to tone more and also lose weight. So you guys have to also just keep that in mind. It is about counting calories, and it's about the type of foods that you eat. And a lot of it, honestly, is common sense. For example, do I go to McDonald's and get 2 double cheeseburgers, a large fry, and a Coca-Cola, or do I eat a chicken breast with some broccoli and some water? Right? So, a lot of it's just common sense. But I'm going to point out, some foods and some tips here to really help you get started. That way, we're on the same page. And then, again, you have that foundation. Because remember, nutrition is so important. If you eat crap, ultimately your body in the end will end up becoming, or at least kind of looking like that, So you need to make sure that you are eating the right kinds of foods and you're exercising regularly in order for you to have a fitness lifestyle. Protein also is very essential for your diet. Protein is the building block of muscle, and as you're exercising and you're building lean muscle mass, you want to make sure that you have plenty of that in your system so your body can feed off that and build that muscle. Remember, the more lean muscle mass that you have, the more calories you actually burn while you're at rest. So that's very, very important. Now let's talk about some of the foods that you should probably avoid or limit the amount of consumption to keep those pounds off and to really help tone your body over time. Okay, so some of the foods that I try and stay away from or actually limit my intake because they're high in carbohydrates is bread, pasta, rice, and potato. And I know there's tons of food that have these elements in them or have them as a side. You want to definitely limit the amount of consumption and keep these in check if you want to keep the pounds off, especially, looking to tone, your body and your muscles and things like that. So definitely limit the amount that you take in of these items. So those 4 main high carb items or high carb foods, I try and stay away from in order to keep my body lean and toned. So not only do you need to watch what kind of foods you eat that have high in carbohydrates, but sugar. Sugar is a huge enemy of making you stay fit, lean, and just look amazing. Watch your sugar intake, and a lot of foods have sugar. Keep this in mind. You think, oh, you know what? In the morning, I'm going to have a huge glass of orange juice. There is tons of sugar in fruit. So limit your fruit intake because the fructose that's in it is a natural sugar, but your body, again, will store it if it can't burn it off. So you need to make sure that you are definitely watching the amount of sugar that you take. Also, it's not only what we eat, it's what we drink. So alcohol, yes, I said it, alcohol. You need to make sure that you're limiting your consumption of alcohol because at the end of the day, all those calories will add up, and it's a lot of empty calories in alcohol. I mean, one glass of red wine can have 150 calories on up. So make sure you're limiting your consumption of that as well. Drink water, tons of water. I try and keep water next to me all day long where I'm sipping on it to make sure that, I'm constantly being hydrated. And keep in mind, over 70% of your muscles consist of water, along with, major elements of your body like your brain and things like that. So it's really, really important that you're drinking plenty of water. So let's now talk about some of the foods that I kind of recommend and some of the tips that I want to give to you. A wise man once said, "A goal without a plan is only a dream." And that's the same thing with your diet. You need to plan out your diet and what you're going to be eating every day in order for you to not make your, fitness goals just a dream. Because again, diet is so important. So now that we talked a little bit about staying away from carbs and, staying away from those sugars and watching what we're drinking and drinking plenty of water, I also have some suggestions on foods that, you can look into and maybe incorporate into your diet. Now, keep this in mind too. The stricter your diet, the better your results. But again, this being kind of like a beginner video just to steer you in the right direction, you might want to start slow. You might want to have a cheat day where, you're consistent, 6 out of the 7 days and reward yourself with the cheat day. But remember, consistency is really what's going to get you across that finish line. Okay. So remember, we also want to have, a lot of protein in our diet to build that lean muscle mass. So, one of the things that I do, like for breakfast, I'll have my oatmeal and then I will mix in some protein powder in it. So I'll take like a half a scoop, mix it in there. So then I'm getting an extra 10 grams of protein in there for breakfast. Or, if it's a day that I'm not going to have any oatmeal, I'll have a protein bar. You can get these from your local warehouse grocery stores in bulk. And, with having 21 grams of protein and not a lot of carbs and, lower sugar, it's really good. And, this could also be a meal. This could also be like a lunch thing, with your vitamin and plenty of water, so you're getting the protein and limiting the amount of sugar and the amount of carbs as well. Chicken is your friend. Make sure that you are getting plenty of, eggs in your diet. One of the things that I like getting from, again, the warehouse grocery store is these egg bites. They are so convenient. You pop them in the microwave for like, a minute, 20 seconds, and you got 20 grams of protein in there. So again, really convenient. If I can't find protein bars and, I want a meal or I want to add additional protein to my meal, what I'll do is I'll have a protein shake or maybe just drink half of a protein shake. Okay. So, that's definitely an option because I know convenience is one of those things that a lot of people will run to a fast food chain and buy a lot of these crappy foods because it's convenient. It doesn't have to be convenient because, you can have convenient, healthy food as well. So that excuse really gets thrown out of the window. Another thing too, peanut butter has been one of those things that's been essential in my diet. I love peanut butter, but you got to be careful because peanut butter has sugar in it and, has a lot of calories. So a substitute that I like to use sometimes is this PB2. It's dehydrated, basically peanut butter, and you mix water in with it. And it's got a lot, it's got lower calories, but still gives you the protein that you're really looking for. So PB2 is something also that I eat. Nuts, going to the warehouse grocery store and buy in bulk, like almonds, cashews, peanuts. They are great snack foods. Matter of fact, for lunch, that's primarily what I eat. I eat tons of those nuts, and then I'll eat like a half a protein bar, or I'll drink a half a protein shake to get my protein intake up for that meal. And then that's it. That limits my carbs, that limits my sugars, and yet I had a meal. I usually eat 3 meals a day and drink plenty of water in between because, again, my fitness goal was to lean down and to get more defined. Your fitness goal, if it, again, is to lose weight or to do the same, you want to, again, lower your caloric intake for that day. So you want to mind all of these different foods that have the high carbs and the sugars, and look more towards protein and limit your amount of intake. Now, here's another tip for you. Eat till you're content, not till you're full. Well, gee, what does that mean? We all know that when we eat and we get full, we're like engorged and we're like, oh, we want to undo our belt and, our pants because our bellies are coming out to here. Do not do that. Eat till you're content. Your body will tell you, hey, look, you're eating and you're like, you know what? I feel good. You could eat more, but you feel good. That's plenty. Make sure you eat till you are content, not till you're full. A lot of professional athletes and professional fitness competitors, they actually weigh their food. They'll weigh their food to make sure that they're only getting a certain amount, and then they'll eat it. Now, granted, I am not, a fitness competitor, so I don't weigh my food. I just listen to my body. So when I'm content, I just stop. And then, drink plenty of water. That way I know that I'm lowering my calories for that meal, but getting plenty of protein. Okay. So again, you definitely want to make sure that you're eating till you're content, not till you're full. And here's some suggestions of additional foods that hopefully will be convenient for you while you are pursuing a great fitness life. Fish is also an amazing protein source and is full of omega-3, which is great for inflammation and things like that. So I eat a lot of tuna fish. Sea bass is great, salmon is great, halibut is great. Matter of fact, when I'm making an egg scramble for I'll have supper and I'll have an egg scramble, I'll make my scrambled eggs and then I'll throw in tuna fish in it. Starkist makes these seasoned tuna fish packets, which is, again, very convenient. You just rip them open and you can eat the tuna fish right out of it. But I'll mix that with my egg wash and then make a really great egg scramble. I know a lot of people are like, ugh, tuna and eggs, but it's actually really good and it ups the protein intake. So again, tuna fish and any type of fish is really good for you to add to your diet as well. Okay, guys, so along with all these great tips and suggestions, keep in mind you should do things like, get on a multivitamin. And if for some reason, you don't like eating a whole lot of nuts or things in between meals, get some veggies and, carrots and broccoli and things like that. Make sure you're getting your greens in, because that also is a really good way to, keep you content, but yet not add to that calorie count by the end of the day and or week. All right, guys, I hope some of these tips really helped you out. I really appreciate you tuning in. Remember, again, as I said, the stricter your diet and the more focused you stay, the better your overall results are going to be. Nutrition and your diet is a huge essential part about you living a fitness lifestyle. And as I have mentioned time and time again, if it were easy, everyone would be fit. But you have to stay the course. Consistency is the key to your success. But again, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for checking out my channel. And if you have any questions, I will leave my email address down in the description box below. But till then, be fit, get strong, stay healthy.